Hey, what's up guys? This is me, M16, and I'm the leader of Ghost. Today I'm going to be doing an update video, literally on the update for Battlefield 3. So these videos I plan on making a little bit more frequently. Some things you can expect are videos like these, which are update videos on various things going on in Battlefield 3, important news that's going on in the community, DLC, and other relevant things to the Battlefield community. So first of all, let's jump into today's topic, which will be the patch that came out with the release of Aftermath. It came out on November 27th. So first let's talk about weapon balance. The weapon balance changes are very minor. I think there's between 8 and 9 different weapons that actually add rebalancing. There's a few weapons that had some bug changes, but they're not necessarily the most important things, so we're not going to talk about them in this video. I have, however, highlighted some of the more important things that I think will affect a broader audience, especially the more competitive players in Battlefield. First of all being the M416. The M416 had its first shot and horizontal recoil slightly increase. The intended purpose of this is to make the choice between the M416 and M16 more difficult. Well, I think it's something that needed to be done earlier. I thought it was, I think this fix is a good one. It's definitely a positive change, and I think giving the M416 in a way a slight nerf, more of an adjustment. What they're doing with the M416 in this patch is they're going above and beyond to make sure the recoil is in a legitimate range. At this point in time, they may have gone a little bit overboard on previous recoil reduction. That was 2 patches ago, back in August, just before Armored Kill came out. What they did was they nerfed the M16, so that way the M416 and other assault rifles would shine a little bit more. In doing so, they made the M416 almost a carbon copy of the M16 at the time, before the patch. So in a way, they just swapped the M16 and the M416 for overpowered weapon, although I disagree with that statement. I think they're trying to now bring it back in line, and that's a good idea. I think that's something that should be done, and I think most people will agree with me on that. M416 has been basically what the M16 was before the patch. Kinda defeated the purpose. The next weapon is the L85A2. They've slightly reduced the horizontal recoil. That's all they say. It's not a whole lot, but it might provide the L85 a little bit of an edge to get it back into a higher tier, make it a more usable weapon, because it's not a very high-end weapon at this point in time. With the AUG, they have decreased the first shot recoil in order to increase the weapon's controllability. Another thing I think is well needed. The AUG is a great weapon in a lot of aspects, and I think it's something that needs to be done. Next thing is the UMP45. They've decreased the fully automatic fire to differentiate this weapon from the PP2000. I think this is a negative change. I think that the UMP45 did not greatly stand out in the choices of PDWs. I think it was a good weapon. I think it was good where it was at. In my opinion, it could have used a slight increase in rate of fire almost. I thought it was to the point where, although it was the heavy hitter of the PDWs, it was by no means a clear choice, the best one. So I think trying to make the PP2000 stand out a little bit more is a good idea. I think they went about it the wrong way. DICE does this thing where, in order to make one weapon better, they make those surrounding it worse. And apparently DICE really likes that philosophy. So they've done it pretty much all through their rebalancing phases. Next gun we have, and this will be the last, is the MP412, which is commonly known as the Rex. They have increased its accuracy to better distinguish it from the 44 Magnum. Wow. Fuck. No. That's all I have to say. No, I think it's not a good idea. I think increasing the Rex's capabilities compared to the other pistols is a good idea. I'm not a huge fan of it. I see its practical use. I much prefer the Magnum, but I think that DICE trying to implement lots of guns in their game, lots of variation, is a good thing. So buffing weapons, balancing in a way, is a good thing. But I think what they've done here is the same thing they usually do, which is make one gun better than the other in hopes that it will make the two stand out from each other. If you make the Rex really good and that Magnum a little bit less good, you're not differentiating the weapons, you are making one a clear choice over the other. And what DICE needs to do is make multiple weapons different or excel in different areas. And DICE hasn't seemed to do that a whole lot for me. They seem to go for a jack-of-all-trades effect on a lot of their weapons in one area versus the other, but not trying to blend all these effects into one great gun. They need to focus on getting one gun different from the other and not increasing and rebalancing to do that. They just need to make the situations a gun is capable of handling different. So, with DICE increasing the Rex's capabilities, so those are my thoughts on the weapon rebalancing in Battlefield 3 with the November 27th patch of 2012, prepping the game for Aftermath. I'm looking forward to getting some hands-on playtime with Aftermath in a few days here, December 4th, and I'm also looking forward to releasing the next video, which will be giving some details. Hopefully we'll be able to find out what Endgame has in store for us relatively soon. Alright, thanks guys. Subscribe to catch more of myself and other Ghost members here having our weekly podcast, which will be uploaded as well soon. Alright, see you guys in the next video.